Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday marketing call. My name is Lee Honish. I am joined by Derek Kelly. How you doing, Derek?
I'm doing good, Lee. Good morning, everyone.
Outstanding. And I am joined by Fred Solomon. How are you, Fred?
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Fantastic. If this is your first time or you're watching this on whatever format you're watching it on, please get involved. Go to the website, homeadvocates.io. Take advantage of the links if you wish, if we've worked together previously. I've been doing this for about 14 years, working with distressed properties. There are links for you to upgrade and join this platinum group. All right, with that said, this is a marketing call, Fred. And I had initially thought about for today talking about media influence and how that actually affects your marketing. And I think we kind of beat on that last week, right? We talked about kind of understanding current events, kind of understanding your clients, and kind of understanding that direction. Instead, I want to go in a different direction. And it's based literally on a group post that I saw on social media. And it was somebody who just put out a very simple, what do people charge for mentoring? And I went, I'm sorry. And I saw how many responses it had gotten in the first couple of hours. Now, this is a pretty active group online, but I was actually surprised at the number of people who responded and the prices that they physically wanted to charge for mentoring. And so I actually talked to a couple of people in real estate who do real day-to-day business. And I'm like, is this a thing that I am just completely unaware of? Like, do new people coming into the business look for mentors? And I was trying to think, well, there's a marketing thing here that I think we're all kind of missing, right? So we're all advocates here. We're all doing something that is completely outside the norm. We use a marketing process that nobody else uses, that physically guarantees that you're going to get face-to-face. We do more coaching than anyone else. We do these private one-on-ones to get you guys started. We've put you guys all on Google page one so that you have the ability to walk around. So I guess, Fred, my point is, why wouldn't you mentor new students or making the mentorship about them helping you with your mission? Does that make sense?
Helping them with the mission. Yeah, whatever the mission of the group is, or most mentors don't really have a mission. Their mission would be to help them generate more business, but they don't have a mission of being an advocate and helping homeowners that are in foreclosure and giving them the tools necessary to do that. So it's kind of what I'm hearing from you is, a mission, but what is their goal? To make the phone ring or to be an advocate and help a group of people that are struggling and that need help, that don't want your help and bury their heads in the sand. But your job is to ask for permission to follow up with them and receive that permission to do that, and following the steps of your buddy Seth Godin.
Yes, absolutely. Mentor and friend, as I like to call them. I think my point is most people on this call come from large brokerages, right? The people who are going to watch this video come from large brokerages. So new people come in like water. Why wouldn't I approach them? One, to indoctrinate people into a different philosophy and a better way of looking for listen. Here's how this really started. So I saw this, I ran it by someone, and that person goes, yeah, it's crazy. So people generally join a team in a large brokerage and they partner up or they join a team or they get mentored. And I went, okay, I get all that. She goes, no, you don't. Okay, expand. So she went on to explain to me that this person actually brought a listing in as part of a team. It was a $4 million listing on his grandmother's home. And because he was in this team, you want to guess how much he actually made as the final commission as part of a team of mentored people underneath this one particular broker on a $4 million transaction that he brought in on this team? And this is what blew my mind when I was told the number. $5,000.
Oh my Lord.
No, and I literally stared into my phone at that moment going, that's not real, right? And I'll even take it to another friend of mine in Pasadena, who you and I both know. And she did a deal on her team where she thought she was a part of a team and she had mentors in that group and she was mentoring other people. And it's all part of that whole crazy thing, right? She found the deal. She found the takeout financing. She got the contractors and did the flip. And by the time she was done, she made less than 1% on the transaction. And I went, what are you doing? Well, I'm a part of a team and we all like, I don't get this. I don't like, this is just people. I'm not saying that people are lazy. I'm not saying any of that for any of you watching. What bugs me in all this is I think if you come from a genuine place, let's say any of you on this call who are in big brokerages, right? A brand new person comes in and go, hey, let me help you out. I got this method. I'm going to show you how it works. We'll work together, right? We'll do a fair split, keep it completely equitable, right? It expands your footprint. You're now talking about being an advocate. You're getting someone to be an advocate. You can get someone to go put up tags for you, for God's sakes, right? You can get somebody to go put up those tags, take them on appointments with you, right? You could be the closer. And I'm not saying it isn't your deal. And especially for a new person, you're teaching them a different way to real estate. And I think especially all of you in this platinum group, right? Especially the people in red. I don't know. I'm really hard pressed before I start doing red calls today to not talking about looking for agents who need mentoring. Because I think, while I disagree with the format of the way EXP runs, right? That's just a business thing with me. I like the idea of somebody working with other people and not just go out and get a listing, good luck to you. Like, I really think that there's something I think everybody here can contribute something to someone. And I think that leads back to money from a marketing perspective, if that makes sense, Fred.
Well, here's the deal. If you refer a deal, a listing to another broker in a different area, the referrals are anywhere from 25 to 40%. I've seen. To
actually, what I was told recently, you can ask for 50% these days, and people will pay for it.
Oh, probably so, because it's so easy to sell the property and it's very little work. And the hardest part right now are finding listings. So everybody's desperate to take a listing, and they'll probably pay you up to 50%. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Now,
I just want to say this. When I was presented with this $4 million scenario, I said, he could have just referred it to another agent and made 20 or 40% by the referral, and it wouldn't have gone back through the team. And she said, you're correct.
Yeah, that's kind of what my point is in all this, is exactly what you just said there. So I had 2 new agents reach out to me this week, and they wanted to join my team. And what I've noticed about new mortgage people or new realtors is that you spend a lot of time training them. And then someone gets in their ear, and the next thing you know, all that effort and energy that you spent training them goes out the window. So what I tell these new hires, I hate to say this, but it's too much of a time investment for me to train new hires because I know that I care so much that I want them to be good, and then they're not loyal. I don't know if there's any other people in the group that have faced this same predicament. I'm sure there is, where you've put so much time and energy into someone and loyalty is not like when you got a job in the 50s and 60s. That was going to be the company that you worked for the rest of your life. It's not like that. It's like divorce today, just, oh, we'll go find somebody else. We'll go find another husband or a wife. It's unfortunately, that's what it's like today. So think about all the realtors that are jumping ship and going on EXP and all the training that they got up to the point. And then all of a sudden, here's this idea, hey, we'll give you a percentage of equity of a company and you can get paid on your downline of everybody that makes money, of profit participation, whatever they're promoting. God bless them. God bless them. God bless everybody who does all this. But for me, it's all about the marketing. I don't care what company they work for. I don't care how successful in sales they are. All I care is what are they going to do to help you make your phone ring. And so I wrote a little text message to one of these people that reached out to me. And what I said to her was, I had another realtor approach me about working with my company and having me train her. And this is exactly what I told her. The most important thing in what you're about to do is getting good at marketing yourself and doing a good job for your client. Hands down, 100%. So you have to get an email list together of people that know you, like you, and trust you. Just trust me on this. I've been training people for over 20 years. I've spent millions of dollars marketing my company, and I know exactly what does and what doesn't work when it comes to spending money on marketing. Watch this video. I will help you after you do so. It's a 45-minute video on exactly what I do to market myself, which is exactly what I tell everybody in this group. No different, but I'm willing to share this video with anybody in this group that wants to watch it. And I had one of the local news guys that I'm friends with, and he's got a cooking channel, and he talks about how he markets his cooking channel in all the Facebook groups and how he gets thousands and thousands of views on his cooking channel, and they're all organic and they're all free, and it's all about getting exposure, kind of like what you do with the red marketing, getting exposure. And now this guy's got a huge following on social media because of all his cooking stuff that he does. So God bless him for what he does. And the data and the information that is available, and all, Elon Musk saying we're going into a recession, and how you can use this information to use it in your marketing is good stuff. And by the way, Lee, if we do go into a recession, which we'll find out by the end of June, I think rates are going to come down, because in every recession, interest rates drop. So I don't know, I know you were saying we could see rates go up to 7, and I'm not saying that you're crazy for thinking that way at all, because you've already been way more right than I was. I said 1%. Well, it's been 2.75% increase in the last 6 months. I predicted 1% higher for 2022. Well, I was way off. it's been 2.75% higher. But if we go into a recession, the interest rates are going to have to come down because the interest rates come down in every recession. So we're halfway there. We had negative growth of 1.4% in the first quarter. And the definition of a recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP. So the next quarter is the end of June. So by the middle of July, we'll find out what the GDP numbers are. And if GDP is negative in the second quarter, guess what? We're in a recession. And Elon Musk says 18 months we're going to take to get out of it. We'll see. But helping people with their marketing is not about, these new realtors that get in the business. It's all about what it takes to make your phone ring and using your circle of influence of people that know you, like you, and trust you. Now, that's how you're going to get started. Of course, you can spend money on lead generation, and Lee is a good source for that. But to get started, you've got to start off with your circle of influence. And I'll put that on my tombstone when I die, because that's how strongly I feel about that.
I agree. I would always say that referrals are your number one source. Your list is your most powerful tool. Then it's direct marketing, and then it's digital marketing. Those are the three things that I've talked about. That and the fact that Jim Morrison style, when I die, I expect all of you to come by the grave and put a monster tag when you come to visit my gravesite. But going back to what you said, isn't that one phone call to give good advice, mentoring, right? You gave out good advice. Now, does that equate to a listing for you? No. Does it equate to possibly a loan for you? Maybe. But the goodwill of doing that for others generates activity. I fundamentally believe that. And that's kind of the point of this. Like, why wouldn't you, any of you, if you're not joined to real estate groups in your local market or even the national real estate groups, if you were, say, EXP, going, hey, do any of you need mentoring or assistance? And if you go into it with sort of Fred's attitude of, look, I'm only probably going to have a 15-minute Zoom conversation with this person or whatever, or maybe they do join your team or they come over to your office and they look for you to help, right? Those things all pay off. And this goes back to the greater conversation that we had last week of conversations about being an advocate and not a realtor, with all due respect to all the other realtors of the world. That's the case, right? That's literally the case. I'll say it again. The most disturbing thing was the first tour we did a year ago, right after the first pandemic release. It feels like it's had greatest hits at this moment. But when we went out on the first tour, I was teaching the code of ethics as the bylaws for this company. And to see people actually not know the code of ethics, which is what a realtor is. You're supposed to be an advocate. I'm just relabeling it. I completely agree with the code of ethics. I think they are fundamentally sound in their description of how you should treat other people in your office, how you should treat other realtors, how you should treat clients, the information you should provide. And I think that's like the fundamental place to start. And I think a great place to start, especially say if you're not able to get out much, go on social media and go look for someone to mentor and let them be your legs, right? Give them a fair and equitable split. Show them how the methods work. Put them on this call. I'm not going to get upset about it. I love it, right? I look at Dr. Terrell Miller. There are two people that she is bringing up, right? In Ione and Myra, and they're wonderful, beautiful people, just like Terrell. I think that's amazing to me, right? I think mentorship leads to a greater level of listings and exposure and goodwill and projecting the message of being an advocate. And there is so much awful crap happening in the world right now. There's so much hate and so much pain that bothers me, right? I I don't expect any of you to watch the amount of media that I watch. That's my job, right? Good marketing is based on understanding good media trends and what's going on in the world. That's my job. That's my cross to bear. It's why I take 3 or 4 days in a row of decompressing and not watching anything lately. Fishing videos. In my mind, I want to hunt and fish now. This is new, Fred. In my mind, that's what I want to do. Somewhere where cell phones don't work, but I think it is imperative. And I think it's kind of the moral dilemma after I heard this story. And now that I've seen it a few times play out with people I know directly, like this isn't, I was told a story by someone who, no, these are real things that have happened and they continue to happen. And I don't want people to be soured on doing real estate or even being a realtor for that matter. My personal feelings, I don't think the National Association of Realtors does enough for all of you as realtors. They just don't. They're more worried about the legality of whether or not you're disclosing the buyer side or the seller side or what the DOJ is doing this week or deregulating the MLS so anybody can upload a list. Like these are all very real things happening to you. They're a lobbying group. I guess they want to be an education group on some level. And as I gear up and get ready to start doing continuing education classes where I'm improved in certain states, I really think that one of these core elements about creating referrals and creating, as Fred puts it, right, referrals and your sphere of influence. Expand your sphere of influence. If you mentor one person, they know people. And if they're doing your message, then that will expand that message and that will ultimately lead to listings. But so many times I've seen people who just take advantage of new people coming into the industry or even those that are just lost in the industry. I mean, how many times have we met people who have years in the industry and they just look shell shocked, Fred? I mean, just look shell shocked. I've been doing this for a couple of years and I just don't get it, right? And then they just start buying blindly on the internet, right? Ooh, they told me they would get me 10 to 15 listings in the next 30 days. No, they aren't. No, they're not. There's no such thing. If it sounds too good and it doesn't come with a guarantee, then it's a lie. Simple as that. They're playing the percentages of whether or not you'll click and putting it at the right price and neurolinguistic like there are a lot of people on my side of the fence that are not ethical as well when it comes to marketing. They don't start with core fundamentals of you're an advocate, you're a mentor, you work with a sphere of influence, you put out good content, you do ethical direct marketing that is completely disclosed before you go to the front door. You work a very specific niche, pre-foreclosure properties. You know that 80% are going to sell that, let me frame it correctly. 80% of the people you meet who have missed at least 6 payments are not, the title's going to transfer. Okay. The only question is whether or not you assist them in that. It's for me, it's just math, right? What the only difference in the newest version of the Home Advocates program, or what I've been doing over the last year, is let's couple that up. Let's be advocates, let's be mentors, let's be leaders in sort of a brave new world. And that's kind of what I saw with this whole package. I'm going to go to real questions here in just a second. If you're watching this, please take advantage. I'm sure there are links. I know for the people on the live call, we did this first part as a Facebook stream as well today. I just wanted to get that out there. If I've worked with you previously, I've been doing this for 14 years. Please click on the link. Please grab the upgrade. Please do not come back next week. We've just been starting and testing the new webinars. We're going to start working with the general real estate public. The price will be more and it will have a monthly fee. This is a one-time upgrade fee, as simple as that. And if not, go to homeadvocates.io, or my favorite thing to say, Google Home Advocates and check out more about us.